Wilder Show podcast. I'm Scott. That is Lauren.
Yes, it is.
And here we are, the day after the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say a word about that. First, we're on Instagram. You can find us there. Search Wilder Show Pod and like and all those things. If you want to send us email, just email to podcast@wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 a.m. Central Time or before on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, on TikTok now and again. Wherever you get your podcasts, please like, rate, follow, subscribe, and share. We did the little chat thing.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
That was kind of fun.
I kept forgetting to identify myself.
We both signed on at the same name.
Uh-huh.
And I would see things come up, and I would, or I would see maybe you had given a thumbs up to something,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would thumbs up it because I liked it too, and it would take away our two thumbs up equals 0 thumbs up.
I guess we can't. Do the thumbs up thing.
Yeah, you can. I'll just leave all the thumbs upping to you.
Well,
But it was good. It was good. We're learning things.
Mm-hmm.
We never done it before, and so we're trying to figure it out. It was a group chat. We said last time we were going to do it, or I think we said we thought we would do it. So we have the group, the Wilder Show Podcast Facebook private group. Very exclusive. And people are joining. And by the way, we've set up a thing where if you are allowed in, and if we've invited you.
If you meet our very high standards.
Extremely high. If we invite you and you say yes, you then can invite anyone you want. And they don't need to be approved. They are approved by you.
Just because you said so.
That's right. But we are keeping track of all that. It will be on you if things go awry.
You can never get out. You may never leave.
I did also notice there are several people that are previewing. They are. I can see.
I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't either. So invite all these people, and I see them comment, and I go, or I see them give a thumbs up, I go, I didn't know they were in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go back and look through the group, and it turns out they're not. They are previewing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're, what do you call it when you took a class in college?
You're auditing a class? Uh-huh.
They're auditing the private face. And listen, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I joined one time one of those groups, and man, it was never ending. I got so much stuff about some trade days out in West Texas. I don't know why I've joined it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't ever do stuff like that. Maybe there was some item that I was looking for, and I clicked on the wrong thing.
Wind up in a rodeo group chat or something like that.
What is going on? I'm in the rodeo clown group.
Well, that one I can see you in.
So anyway, we won't bother you. We actually only did the thing about the awards to try out the system. Just to try and figure it out. Honestly, if you told me right now to go do it again, I'm not sure I could do it. I don't really know what I even learned. But several people said, hey, this would be really cool, like with a big political event.
For something that matters.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I know, but we got to learn it first. Anyway, thanks if you came. And if you didn't, that's fine too. But you might want to come to the next one. And if you get in our little private group, we won't bother you. I promise you. I don't care enough on Facebook to bother. Now, if other people comment, I will sometimes comment on your thing in this group. I don't do it in real life, but in this group, I will do that because we want to build our little community.
Mm-hmm.
People like they're just walking out and shouting something that's not being heard. So I read all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to the war, there is a health announcement from the White House. You saw this?
I did not.
Susie Wiles.
Oh, that. Yes, I did see
diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what the prognosis is. The president, she will recover the likes of which no one has ever recovered before. She was sitting right next to him today at an event. And, you can never tell, but she looked great.
She did.
And he said that she had already begun the things. So,
that's great.
Yeah. So hopefully they caught it early. She is the ice queen. I mean, they affectionately refer to her as the ice queen, the gatekeeper, if there can be such a thing with Donald Trump as president.
I'm trying to imagine the scenario that I would have to be in to consider the name Ice Queen a compliment.
Yeah, well, she's pretty hard edged.
I know it is, and I'm
yeah.
sure for what she does. Maybe
Mhm.
it's just that I can't even imagine being in that position
Mhm.
as a woman or a man.
Mhm. I think she takes no prisoners
Yeah.
and suffers no fools. So she's sort of like Ms. Irick, sixth grade math teacher at Adele Turner, with that ruler, sort of like that.
It's your first ice queen.
The war. You know, one of the first things you do if you're going to go to war with Iran is you want to make sure that you're ready for the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
We talked about last time, the Strait of Hormuz. Tiny little bunch of water over here, little pinch of water over here you have to get through to get the big water over here. That's where a bunch of the oil, 80% of China's oil, it comes through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, to review, we don't get a lot of our oil from there. We are in that way rather energy independent. We don't need, we create or we provide 22% of the world's oil. We're fine. However, it's a smaller world. And if the energy prices go up in one part of the world, it impacts the cost of stuff in another part of the world. Anyway, one of the things you look at first about that part of the world is the Strait of Hormuz. You might also want to gather maybe some international support. If you're going to go to war, what did President Bush call the coalition of the willing, right? The coalition of the willing. You might want to build up that kind of thing. Hey, we're thinking about, and if we did, would you? And yeah, maybe, but you want to have those conversations ahead of time. That's what you would want to do to maximize the chance of victory, hopefully a very quick victory. And Israel wants to go to war, and according to Marco Rubio, we knew that Iran is then going to attack us, and so we joined them and we go. The rest of the world is surprised. We didn't do any of that, right?
Right.
We didn't go and chat. No consensus building, no coalition of the willing. Now, you might say, if we had tried to do that, could it have slipped out? Maybe, but well, guess what else could have happened? Someone talk to the president, maybe cooler heads could prevail. Maybe another country would talk to the president, maybe leadership in this country, Republican or Democrat or some, mix of that, could talk to the president, talk him off the ledge and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. So when you don't include other people, you're just talking to Israel. That's all. And Israel's going to go, and you're nervous, and you're talking to all the people around you. They're all going to say, yeah, Mr. President, of course, we should do what you think is the right thing to do. And we ended up going. Nobody else was involved, it appears, in consultation. Go back to June 22nd. Last year when the president was trying to figure out what he was going to do, he talked to people about whether we're going to go more full scale into Iran or what will we do. One of the people that had his ear was Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk, we have this documented now. Charlie Kirk on the 18th and the 19th of June last year spent a couple of days in the White House trying to convince the president not to go full bore. And the president did not go full bore. Months later, Charlie Kirk is no longer there, here, anywhere. Charlie Kirk dies, and that voice is gone. That person, to hopefully talk the president down, or to at least give a different perspective, that person is not there anymore.
You think he was the only one doing that? Or do you think he was just the only one?
Maybe the only one that he would listen to.
Yeah.
I know that President Trump had respect for Charlie.
Right.
I think he had respect for the power that Charlie had built in the machine. I think Donald Trump knew that Charlie helped get him elected. And for whatever reason, he allowed Charlie Kirk to talk to him for a couple of days, literally 48 hours before that bombing began. So right before, we said the president sometimes ends up agreeing with the person he talked to last.
Right.
If you're not even around, if you're not alive, you can't even be the first person he talks to, let alone the last person he talks to. Well, this time, the president went full bore. Didn't have a coalition of the willing, didn't build that kind of stuff. Apparently seems to have been surprised about the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz. And now guess what we're doing? We're contacting other countries and saying, hey, we could use your help here in the Strait of Hormuz. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, that's not my war.
Yeah.
So now where do we find ourselves? We are asking other countries, won't you come help us out in our effort? And the mixed messages are crazy. We want it. We want it so big. We want it immediately. We want it the first day. In literally the same paragraph of the same speech, we don't want to quit now. We want to finish the job.
If we won, isn't the job
I
finished?
know, this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So we said last time, whose war is this anyway? I mean, is it our war? Is it the world's war? Is it Israel's war? And we live in a world where you don't even know if what you're looking at anymore is real. We used to say about a crime, for example, we'd say, well, if we have a videotape of OJ doing it, I mean, then we could know for sure.
Right.
We don't live in that world.
No, we don't.
Anymore. Well, we don't know for sure. We don't know if what we're seeing is real. We need proof of life. They call it proof of life, right? We need proof of life if we're going to pay $1 million to the abductors of Nancy Guthrie.
Right.
So yeah, we got this money, but we really need proof of life first. What about proof of life for our partner in this war in Iran? What about proof of life for the actual enemy we have, the leader of the other side right now? Is it possible that neither of those people exist anymore? In which case, we don't really have the partner that we thought we did, and we don't really have the leadership of the enemy. I don't know who's going to surrender to us. I believe in standing for freedom. I believe in all those things. But increasingly, the way this war is being conducted, it's not surprising that people are more and more saying, we got to get out of this. Gas prices, all prices, everything that you buy, everything that you wear, everything that you eat, everything that you drive, all those things come to us with fossil fuels. Southern California, it's way over $5 a gallon now. It's going up about a nickel every single day, every single day. Now, I know that I am in the minority on the conservative side. Have you seen these numbers, the breakdown? The numbers in America, the people that support the effort right now, just generally, irrespective parties, just Americans generally, the support is something like 42% for and whatever the remaining is against, 58% against, something like that. Basically 40-60, 40% for, 60% against. But if you break it down by party, you're going to find this incredible. 88% of Republicans support what the president's doing. 88%. But what is the percentage for Democrats? 7.
Yeah.
7. When we talk about living in completely different worlds, I mean, that's actually, that scares me to think that we live in such completely different worlds, that if you're, for example, a Republican or a conservative, and if you believe, maybe I'm going to back off out of that 88%, you could be pilloried. And if you're a Democrat and you want to take that number up to maybe 8% support or 10% support, you're not welcome there anymore.
Sure.
Anyway, so the war. And by the way, from the What's Next file, remember when we said that we're going to see an organic uprising in Cuba, right? Pretty soon we're going to be seeing, it'll be reported to us that there are people who are seeing this freedom that other people are getting, and they want that too. They're going to start, and it's going to be covered, and then it's going to be used as, see, these people, we're just going in to help them. That they want this. This story from the Wall Street Journal. Cubans intensify protests after sundown, protected by night and blackouts. When the sun sets, a growing number of Cubans are banging pots in protest against an authoritarian regime they blame for the living conditions. In one town, a residents sort of took over the headquarters of the ruling Communist Party, made a bonfire with the office furniture on Sunday, actually, just a couple of days ago. So we're going to see more stories like this, more stories. And I fear it is to prepare us for the next chapter. The president's already said he wants to do it. He said, we're going to go there next. Cuba's next. That's what he said. Cuba's next. I don't want there to be nexts. The Strait of Hormuz is on fire because we went there. The Strait of Hormuz was not shut down before we went there.
It's because we went
It's because we went there. So the president says to Japan, when the president says to France, when the president says to the UK, when the president says to Germany, hey guys, we could really use your help over here. When he says, look, NATO, get over here. And NATO says, that's not really a NATO thing. And the president then threatens, well, we're always there for you guys. And where are you when we need you? But why do we need them? But we didn't need them before. I mean, the whole thing is confusing to me. It's actually depressing for me. So we're going to see more of these stories. And I don't know how organic they are. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know how organic they are. They could be going on all the time. They just don't get reported back to us. I mean, that could be the case. It's not propaganda to show us what has been happening all this time. It would be propaganda to sort of gin it up so you can get the video and then present the video and say, this is why we're going to do, this is why Cuba's next. I believe in a strong America, but I got to tell you, man, we talked before, this stuff has to be done quickly. We have to get this thing done in Iran quickly. We are at some point going to be impacted by what this is doing to our offensive and defensive weapons. And you've seen what's going on at the airports. I wouldn't fly right now. I swear, I would drive 12 hours before I would fly right now. I wouldn't fly right
because
now.
of?
Well, people around the block, 7 hours waiting at the Austin
Lines.
airport, the lines and the TSA. 300 TSA agents quit in the last month, and there's no end in sight to funding the Department of Homeland Security. I mean, Democrats and Republicans are really not that far apart. They could actually get this done, but they don't talk to each other. In the meantime, this goes on. At some point, people are going to say enough. I just if you're flying anytime soon, really good luck. I just talked to someone who was stuck at an airport, and I believe it had to do with TSA lines being so long. And unless you get to the airport, and they were saying in Houston over last weekend, not this last weekend, the previous weekend, they were saying you got 4 to 5 hours. Arrive 4 to 5 hours before you're scheduled to leave. That's crazy. So the travel industry already has enough trouble with the Department of Homeland Security being shut down. We're not paying any of the TSA agents. They've now gone 1 month with no pay. 1 month. If that is your job and you go 1 month with no pay, I think for most people that is not inconsequential.
Of course.
For almost everyone, it would be huge. And here we are just playing around. Democrats and Republicans, I don't think they're that far apart on getting this done. Democrats say it's about ICE. ICE is already funded. That's already funded. Was baked into the big, beautiful bill. So keeping money away from Homeland Security doesn't impact ICE at all. It does impact the TSA and the long lines. The lines literally outside the airport and around the block and down the block. I think it was 2.5 miles long, if you saw that over the weekend.
I saw.
2.5 miles
I didn't
long.
see a number put on it for how long it was, but I did see that.
Crazy. Now, that has nothing to do necessarily with the Strait of Hormuz and the war in Iran. But guess what else does? Crazy ticket prices. You think you're having a hard time because gasoline went up a nickel a day? Airfares are going out the roof. So I would not want to be flying anytime soon. Remember Bruce and Stan? Bruce Bickle and Stan Jantz?
I do.
Remember those guys?
Yeah.
They had several books. It was Bruce and Stan's Guide to the Bible, Bruce and Stan's Guide to whatever. They had one called Bruce and Stan's Guide to the End of the World. Remember?
I do.
You remember what the premise of it was? The world will end in your lifetime.
Well, for you.
See, that's
yeah, for sure.
So we talked on the radio way back when.
I remember there was a book at the time when they were doing their thing. There was a "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff."
Yeah.
And their version of that was God is in the small stuff,
Yeah.
and it all matters.
That's right. Yeah, it's good. Well, a study out, a third of Americans believe we are living in the end times. Maybe climate change, maybe the rise of AI, could be the rapture, a lot of different reasons for the end of time. But apocalyptic belief. Are we in the end times? Christian waiting for the rapture. Climate scientists nervous about melting, quote, melting ice caps. Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. And we've seen these warnings saying, hey, watch out for rogue AI. Any of those things could bring about the catastrophe that is coming.
How would rogue AI, how would that manifest? I mean, how
You want
would
me to
that?
you want to really get scared?
Maybe I don't.
It was Anthropic. And Anthropic is an artificial intelligence company. And they are a former partner with a defense contract. And their contract was like $200 million. But they said, hey, we don't want our stuff to be weaponized. If you want to use our AI for this or for that, that's fine. But we don't want it weaponized. And we don't want it used for domestic surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
And Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense or War, whatever, said, yeah, well, we're going to do what we want to do with it. And so, as I recall, Anthropic lost the deal, $200 million deal. And there are other people out there that you could get to do your AI. You have OpenAI, you have ChatGPT, you have Grok, you have Palantir, different companies that are willing to do some of these things. But Jeffrey Hinton, he was known as the godfather, is known as the godfather of AI. And even executives from Anthropic, the people that we said they didn't want to do it. Also OpenAI and Google, they have issued these warnings about the rapid advancement of artificial intelligence and that it perhaps could be an existential threat to humanity. The godfather of AI said, hey, a 10 to 20% chance that AI will eventually take control from humans and wipe out humanity, a risk he believes is being underestimated. Whether it's taking over weapon systems, starting a war, AI is going to decide which are the targets. People aren't deciding that anymore. Instead of us developing AI, it's AI developing AI, and AI becoming a sentient being. And we're sort of cast aside. So you have the Christian thing, you have rapture, you have climate people freaking out, and you have the AI. And then, of course, there are other reasons. So 1 in 3 in this study said they believe that the world will end in their lifetime. They mean that before if they're 40, they're saying the next 20 years or whatever they expect, that it's going to be, something will happen.
But they mean it'll end for everyone.
That's correct.
I'm kind of surprised it's only 1 in 3.
Yeah. Is that
I really am.
They identified 5 distinct dimensions, including who will be the cause of it, or what will be the cause of it, how soon they're going to expect it, whether they view it as something to dread, or whether they view it as something to welcome. Some people might. But one thing they couldn't explain, people who even believe the apocalypse will ultimately be a good thing still tended to support drastic measures to prevent it from happening.
It's kind of an odd paradox.
Isn't that funny? We're told that a lot. It's like the old saying is, even now, come Lord Jesus. It's like, well, not now. I got some stuff this weekend. We got a golf gang. We got the Final Four.
There's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to.
I mean, it all begins on Thursday. I just did my brackets. You can't come back now. Oh, it is time for Scatter Shoot.
Let's go.
Wilder Show Scatter Shoot. All right. We have a little Oscars talk.
Little Oscars, our own little Oscars after party.
That's right. We have our after party. The math guy that we talked about last time, the guy that predicted Oscars winners based on just a formula, 100%.
Did that take any of the fun? Well, I was going to ask if it took any of the fun out of it for you, but you are not someone who really has fun watching the Oscars.
You just stopped at has fun.
I know. I guess I could have even. You're not somebody who has fun. Never mind. On to the next. Next thing.
No, I think. But there were people even in the little group chat we're talking about. They do little pools, like we do. We do the brackets for the Final Four for March Madness, and other people, not me, but people do predictions and have parties and all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
And watch the Oscars or the Academy Awards, whatever. I thought it was great. I thought it was good. It was long, but it wasn't laborious. I loved the thing about Robert Redford. I thought that was a great tribute.
Very nicely done.
And I was surprised they never really talked about Sundance Film Festival. I mean, he's done a lot for independent filmmaking. And I would have thought there, especially where they're talking about we make films, that would have been a big deal. But they didn't really do much of that. He's also a big environmental guy.
I did feel a little bit like Robert Redford's tribute was as much about Barbra Streisand as it was about Robert Redford in a way that was completely different from I didn't feel she did a beautiful job, but I didn't feel like the tribute to Diane Keaton was at all about Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, I know. Well, Rachel McAdams doesn't have a great singing voice like Barbara.
Yeah.
But it's always about her. If she's going to be on, it's going to be about her. It's not going to be about the subject. But I thought that was a good tribute. They did leave out Bridget Bardot. Mm-hmm. She died too.
She did.
And she got not nary a shared...
a split screen.
Yeah, she didn't get to do a split screen.
Eric Dane was left out.
Carradine just passed away.
Yeah. Yeah, Catherine O'Hara died on January 30th.
That's weird. Why would they do Carradine? Why didn't they do James Vanderbeek?
I don't know. Left him out
real
too.
seriously.
Yeah. I saw
you have
something.
casting directors and people that are, I'm not saying casting director. I'm just saying you have agents and administrative assistants at the agency that are, remembered. They're in memoriam. But those guys who actually.
I saw something about how those decisions are made. I haven't read it yet. I can't imagine that they'll be able to explain things, though, like what you just mentioned. Unless they decide somehow that some people are more television than movies, even if they've been in movies.
Maybe.
I mean, certainly that wouldn't be the case for Bridget Bardot.
No,
I don't know.
They're mad at her because she said things. It would dredged up old clips or something she said that could be perceived as anti-LGBT. That's like the cardinal sin. Also racist. That's no longer the cardinal sin. It's up there though. And then I think maybe anti-Semitic-ish stuff. Can't really probably say ish around that, but you know what I mean. But she made like 64 movies before she was 38 years old. Yeah. It just seems weird that she, and I don't care. Pick a lane. Just decide what the rules are.
I guess they have.
The rule is they'll take it on a case-by-case basis. While we're still on this, do you know how I've complained every year about 10 movies in the Best Picture category that I think that is ridiculous. I still believe that is a ridiculous number of movies.
They have not yet bowed to your criticism.
It's a very long line of people who are waiting to do that, to bow. But do you know how it's decided?
No.
How is the Best Picture decided? It is different from every other category. All the other categories for Academy Awards, where the nominee with the most total votes wins.
Got it. Yeah.
Plurality, not majority. But for the Best Picture, it's called a preferential ballot system.
Okay.
It's a ranked choice vote. And here's what that means. There are 10 nominees, and every person who votes for them and puts them in order.
Oh, wow.
So think about this for a second. You pick number 1 is this, number 2 is this, number 3, number 4, down here is, the ping pong movie or whatever.
Is that to encourage Academy voters to really see them all?
Maybe, but listen to how they winnow. In this case, it really is majority. So if a film doesn't receive 50% of first place votes in the first round, then the film with the fewest first place votes is eliminated. And those votes are determined where they should go based on what those people said was their second choice. Does that make sense?
It does, but it's so complicated.
I know. So the ballots that had the eliminated film at number 1 are redistributed to their second choice. So let's say you picked the least popular film as your favorite film, and you picked the second most popular film as your second film. Your second place votes that would be added to their list, and you keep going and keep going and keep going until you get one of the films that will be at 50% plus 1 vote.
Do we know why they do it that way?
I don't know. They say this was used to ensure a more representative winner. What this really means is that films that you might, let's say the artsy films, you pick the artsy, that's the best film. But then everybody picks the second film, which was like Sinners, or the real popular film. So they might say, okay, I'm going to pick Hamnet for number 1 because I feel like I should. It's the best film if you believe that. But the second film, it's like, what is my favorite film? So that in combination with the fact that they have changed the people that vote. It used to be the people that voted were 65 and up. And now they have all these younger people, a more diverse group voting for who's going to be the best picture. And when you combine that, you end up with a different outcome. In this case, the prize went to one battle after another. They say that's how Honora won. That a lot of people had Honora not as their first, but as their second or third. And if more of them had them as second or third, as the winnowing took place, it piles a bunch.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So I feel a little better about that, except that it does take away, but it makes it potentially a more pedestrian, common movie. Anyway, I thought that was interesting.
It is.
And just one more note. I thought Conan did a good job. I thought it was really funny.
Kind of made me miss his monologue.
Man, I did like the F1 and caps lock. And I love that nobody really laughs. And he says, I do some of these just for me. It's like, that's my guy, man. That is my guy.
I saw something too, that on every seat there was a note from Conan and some snacks under the seat. And it said, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it said, and remember to laugh a lot. Laughing is good for the soul and my ego.
That's funny. I know I've said this before, but there's an old saying about funny people. Comedians say funny things, and comics say things funny. And I've always thought that's what I like.
Yeah.
He is a comic. So the flubs, the mistakes, the things even back on his show, it was how he reacted to things. He would just say things funny. And that's just why. Plus, he has real stupid humor, which I have a great appreciation for.
I will just come out and say it. I love Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
Not everybody loves Whole Foods.
You mean the shopping place Whole Foods, or you like Whole Foods?
I mean the grocery store.
Yeah, okay.
I love Whole Foods.
That's a Bezos thing.
I don't shop there as often as I used to. Have you ever heard people call it whole paycheck?
Because everything's really expensive. Yeah.
It's a little pricier sometimes. Also, my propensity for, if I'm shopping in store, my propensity for impulse buys, candles, other things that might smell good, but are things maybe that I don't really need, soap, things like that. I can be tempted into those into those things.
You're not
but
alone.
I love the store. You're a big impulse buyer at
I can be.
Too?
Not at Whole Foods. I went by the other day and I saw a thing of a brand new kind of Cheez-Its that I thought, I really did stand there for a second. I did actually put my hand to my chin, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do it.
What was it about the Cheez-Its? What was different about
It's a new kind of Cheez-Its. It's got one was a jalapeno, one was like a radical nacho, and one was something else.
Really good for you.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, I'm
good for your soul.
I'm quite certain it's not processed food. It was right next to the Oreos. So.
Well, one thing I never considered when I'm right next to the Oreos, one thing I never considered when I was at Whole Foods, it never even occurred to me to lift something.
What do you mean lift
to
something?
just to take something that I wasn't going to pay for, to stick something in my
well,
pocket.
of course, I would hope that would never occur
That's
to
never
you.
occurred to me really anywhere, but it's a
Goodness.
really good thing too, because you know what Whole Foods has?
what do they
Every
have?
Whole Foods store, every Whole Foods store has a little Whole Foods jail.
Oh, I dig that.
Most of them little windowless rooms, like a closet, where if you're caught stealing something, lots of security at Whole Foods too.
I like it.
Lots of cameras, things like that, where they will take you into Whole Foods jail and quite often wait for the police to come to take you in handcuffs. Lots of also pictures on the walls of other people who have been caught stealing at Whole Foods. This came out just last week in the New York Magazine's Vertical.
That's crazy.
Curbed magazine.
Yeah.
And it was all these experiences of people who'd been sent to Whole Foods jail. And I think the thing that is really surprising the people, surprising people who read this, it surprised me more than anything, is kind of the entitlement that comes from the people who've been to Whole Foods jail. Not a lot of, they're sort of indignant that why would I get in trouble? Why would I get in trouble for stealing a tuna roll?
Because
these things are
stealing.
Expensive.
Yeah, well, don't go there.
I live in a really expensive city. How can you not expect me to pinch a tuna roll every now and then?
That's bad.
And the description of people waiting for the police to come and feeling like, don't you have anything? You don't have anything better to do than
Stop
to
some
come.
real criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did we get to this place?
A little bit at a time.
That's the whole article is
Yeah.
about people who, I used to do, I had one woman tells the story. She actually is talking about a spicy tuna roll. She said, I used to go in and I had a way that I did it. I would take the spicy tuna roll and I would take it right upstairs, where they have in a lot of Whole Foods, a little seating area up there. She said, but this time I was kind of in a hurry. So I grabbed the tuna roll and I just made my way to the exit. And that's when they caught me.
That's insane.
And she was indignant.
She was upset that they had caught her.
Yes.
Or like how dare you catch me?
That they didn't just
stealing
let
your
her
stuff.
go.
Unbelievable.
Let her get away with it.
A lot of stores, like department stores, where you have the mirror, the big columns that are mirrors.
Yeah.
Those are not mirrors.
No.
Sometimes there are people inside those mirrors. Sometimes there are cameras inside those mirrors.
My mom used to have a friend when I was growing up who her job was theft prevention at a department store. It was Dillard's.
Oh, is that right?
It was Dillard's at the mall in the neighborhood where we lived. Yeah. And the way she carried out her duties, she just shopped all day. She posed as a shopper all day long and just watched people.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be a great job to catch the bad guys. Yeah, but you never know these days. People are sick.
Well, that's another thing they mentioned at Whole Foods. I said a lot of security at Whole Foods, and one of the theft prevention methods that they employ are people who are posing as shoppers.
Gosh, isn't that something?
And just
you never know.
Watching people.
You never know. Let me send a note out to all the security guards at grocery stores. I see you standing very close to that electrical outlet with your phone plugged in, and I want for it to be more than doom scrolling for your 8-hour shift. I see it all the time. It's like, pardon me, I'm going to grab a cart here. Hope I didn't make you punch the wrong thing.
People aren't taking their job all that seriously.
I don't think they are.
Loss prevention.
Yeah, it would not be. That would not work well if you worked for me as a security person. Period. So anyway, word of the wise, they're security guys, gals, whatever. We have talked about DNA tests for people, and they have DNA tests. I think you mentioned not so long ago, DNA tests for dogs or for animals.
Yep.
So you can find out, where yours is from. Our buddy Ben, has a dog named Ricky.
Okay.
He rescued a dog. I had a Ricky growing up. We had a dog named Ricky. His DNA results are in, and I'm using this without permission, but I'm not naming, I guess I did name the dog. I'm not giving Ben's last name.
Not his last name, though.
Yeah. I'm not giving Ricky's last name. He is a super mutt. In his case, super mutt and you'll see the breakdown in a second. Super mutt for him means boxer and miniature poodle. And he is also 1.6% wolf.
Wow.
He is very diverse, Ricky, the dog. His top two breeds are Australian cattle dog, which is also called a blue heeler, and standard poodle. So Ben and his family are calling him their blue peeler. And here's the breakdown. This is Ricky's breakdown. 21% Australian cattle dog, 20% standard poodle, 13.7% Bichon Frise.
Wow.
It's one of the only things I would do differently ever in all my time on the radio. I had an unfortunate radio segment or two regarding the Bichon Frise.
I remember.
So I feel bad about that, but we have to move on. 12.8% Doberman Pinscher. American Pit Bull Terrier, 11%. Labrador Retriever, 8.3%. German Shepherd, 4.6%. Super Mutt, which in this case is a combination of boxer and miniature poodle. And then 1.6% wolf.
Okay, wait. So what makes a dog a super mutt?
No, super mutt is a separate category, like cattle dog, poodle, Bichon Frise, Doberman, and then super mutt. But that super mutt is sort of other.
Okay.
And in that other category, for this dog, the super mutt category for Ricky is boxer, miniature poodle, and 1.6% wolf.
So those breeds that you mentioned, they're in there, but they're too small to...
None of those separate breeds are larger than 4.6%. So once you get down to the bottom, you say, okay, give me the rest. Don't give me 0.6 and 0.8. Give me all the rest. The super mutt category. And of those, it would be those three for him. Anyway, if you find that interesting.
Ricky has a diverse background.
He's good looking. I mean, I would not have, of course, I don't know. He's young. I don't know what he's going to look like when he gets in junior high. But I wouldn't.
Junior high is a really awkward time.
So awkward
really
for dogs.
Gangly time.
Anyway, that is the DNA report, a dog DNA report. In this case, for Ricky of Ben.
I like it. If you will be voting for mayor of North Richland Hills in the upcoming general election, May 2nd, you will notice Mayor Jack McCarty on the ballot.
He's the incumbent, I guess.
He is the incumbent,
gotcha.
and he's running again right now. Only one other person is running against him.
Okay,
it is his name is literally anybody else. That is his legal name.
So is he kin to none of the above?
Maybe. Formerly Dustin Eby.
Oh wait! You're saying a guy really changed his name legally to what?
He changed
literally
his name to literally anybody else.
That is odd.
Not a new thing. He
That's
did it
funny.
about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's Dustin Eby is an Army veteran. Says he leans Republican. Announced his presidential candidacy after the final Republican primary debate a few years ago. He said he was just kind of tired of what our possibilities were, and changed his name to literally anybody else.
That's
and
funny.
decided he would run for
That's
president.
funny.
He didn't actually get his name on the ballot that time, although he will have his name on the ballot in the, like I said, the North Richland Hills May 2nd general election for mayor. He said he never intended to use his new name again, but he's disagreed with the mayor, Jack McCarty, and city council handled a dispute last year with then council member Blake Vaughn. So he's challenging McCarty in the upcoming election. He said eventually he will probably change his name back to Dustin Eby legally, but for now, this is where he is.
You have to file certain things and get signatures and all that to get on the ballot.
So he hadn't done that before the general election in 2024, which is the reason why he changed his name to begin with. He did get a few votes, though, because some people wrote in
that
literally anybody else.
That's
Maybe
funny.
not even really thinking, not
That's
even
funny.
having any knowledge of him. But he did get just a few votes.
That's funny.
He is on the ballot. He's not. He doesn't plan on fundraising for the campaign or spending a lot of money.
Good.
But he has been sought out for his perspective since he has filed to run. So people are interested in what he thinks. He said, "I'm going to go to the meetings just to kind of create pressure for anybody who has something that they need help on, just to be another voice, another hat in the ring."
That is Scattershoot and the Wilder Show podcast. Instagram, find us there, Wilder Show Pod. If you want to send us email, just email to podcast@wildershow.com. Podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 a.m. Central Time or before. Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, on the TikTok, now and again. Wherever you get your podcasts, you'll find us there. And would you please like, rate, follow, subscribe, share, comment, interact. It helps us. We really appreciate it. And thanks for being a part of the first ever little Wilder chat.
That's fun.
Yeah, we'll do it again. And Lauren, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Do